Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
I'm John.
And we are here with episode 22. You know, when I think about 22, there's only one thing that I think about.
It feels like a perfect night to dress up like hipsters and make fun of our exes. Aha, aha. It feels like a perfect night for breakfast at midnight to fall in love with strangers. Aha, aha. Yeah, we're happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. It's miserable, magical.
Oh yeah.
And tonight's the night we figure about that. There we go. It's time. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. And everything will be alright if you keep me next to you. You don't know about me, but I'll bet you want
to.
Everything will be alright if we just keep dancing. Like
22. 22. Yeah, that takes me back.
Right to start the episode.
Woo, man, that takes me back. For all you guys out there who don't know, that was WWE superstars singing Taylor Swift's 22. And you should find that. It's there. It's out there on YouTube. Yeah, you should definitely look that up. Oh yeah, good times though. Anytime I hear the number 22, that's what I think about. Yeah.
Bet you know how to introduce you to that, aren't you?
Absolutely. I also got my new Brodie Lee shirt. Bam.
Woo woo.
Pretty excited about that. John, yours is at my house.
All my shit's at your house, bro.
It's true. You're gonna get a Fiend doll, a shirt, some other stuff.
See,
some other stuff.
I'm like, man, I haven't done anything wrestling related lately. It's all been comic books, and the closest thing I come to, well, can't even say close to ghost or wrestling because it's not. But I did just get this.
Ooh, I like it.
Toby's Spirit Guide. Anybody who's a Ghostbusters fan knows that this is every Ghostbusters favorite go-to book.
Fair enough. All right. So, like we do on shows like this, we get into breaking kayfabe. That's right. This is the part where we do all the news and whatnot. And that's what today's whole episode is about breaking down news and all that goodness that's going on in the world of wrestling.
News about the news.
It's true. So this first story, it's a bit of a hot button topic. We're going to cover it anyways because it is in the world of wrestling. So Jim Cornette apparently called out Chris Jericho. He called him a filthy human being and ended their relationship because it was revealed that Chris Jericho is apparently a big Trump supporter and donated upwards of $40,000 to Trump's re-election campaign. Apparently, as I was digging through stuff, I didn't know that Jericho was a Trump supporter. I'll be honest, disappointed. But apparently, the signs have been there, and I just didn't see it. Back in November, he tweeted about the delay in the election results. Essentially, the tweet said, for the first time ever, we have to wait, a day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days to find out who won the presidential election. And apparently he wasn't paying attention to the presidential election back in 2000 because this happened with Al Gore and George Bush, the whole hanging Chad thing, recounts galore. It's not the first time that things have taken longer than the night of. And then apparently recently he also had Don Jr. on his podcast. Didn't know any of this. I'm kind of personally disappointed, saddened by it. John didn't want me to get into it, so I've decided now on the fly I'm not going to get crazy into it. So I'll just ask you, John, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, we were talking about it, and like I said, it's crazy because knowing the personality that Jericho has, I wouldn't have expected him to have been a Trump supporter to start. Yeah. I honestly would have thought that it would have been roles reversed. I would have thought Cornette was more on the side of Trump just by the way he acted. But I guess it really just goes to show you that you can't really tell somebody just who they are based on the way they appear.
That's true.
But it's also really weird because I know that Jericho and McMahon had like a really weird combination of how they work together. And I know Vince is really good friends with Donald Trump. So I'm really shocked that I don't know. I like I said, I don't really know much about the backside politics to it, but I think it's just weird that like I know Jericho has a lot of money that he throws in around anyway. He constantly helps out like wrestlers who are in need. He helps out charities. I know he funds money into this and that. I would have never expected this side of something from him.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's kind of how it is. And like I said, I'm not going to get crazy into it, as I have now decided not to. We're just going to move on. We're going to move on and talk about something that I think is kind of awesome. So
way to go.
Yeah. So as I was watching part of the Bills-Ravens game today, a promo for a new show came on, and it was for a show called Young Rock. It is a new TV show coming out based on The Rock's life. It's supposed to be like a true story. It's coming out February 16th. There is a sneak peek little mini trailer that both me and John watched. I want to get your thoughts, John. What did you think about this little sneak peek of Young Rock?
I thought it was absolutely fucking hilarious. I really love that, The Rock is giving his 2 cents about it while, they're giving you like this quick view of what to expect, a few little scenes. I think it's an interesting choice to use The Rock. Like he's a wrestler who has transcended multimedia at this point. He's a movie star. He's a wrestler. I mean, a lot of people were talking about voting for The Rock for president of the United States, which, not going to lie, had The Rock ran, I might have actually thought about, trying to see what I could do about voting at that point.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, just look at this picture, man. It's him through the ages. I think they did a damn good job of casting it. Yeah,
I was going to say, I mean, all 3 people I could see playing. And the one shot they show of his father in the trailer, I mean, he looked just like his dad.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I'm actually really, really interested in this show. I don't remember what station it's on. And I think it was NBC, but I'm not.
I can see that.
But it's like I said, February 16th.
How many seasons?
I'll be
predicting now. How many seasons do you think they'll get?
Oh man. See, here's the issue. I'd like to see at least the pilot, because if the show is trash, it's gonna get 1 season. I really don't think it'll go past that. But if it's legitimately good, even if it doesn't have to be fucking awesome to get multiple seasons. There are plenty of shows, especially sitcoms, that get multiple seasons and they're just okay. But I have a feeling with The Rock being behind it and it being about his life, I don't think he's gonna let somebody screw it up. So I'm hopeful. I'm gonna say 3 at least. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 3.
I was thinking 3, but I was thinking about making a joke that only select people watching the show will get. 6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah. And you know what?
Or
I'd be there for all of it.
6 seasons of the video game.
I dig it. Oh man, yeah. So definitely check that out. Come February 16th. It's literally a month from today, on the day we're recording this. So check that out. All right. So next up tonight. Again, right now we are recording on Saturday, January 16th, and it is the night of Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill pay-per-view. So,
Hard to Kill.
Yeah. So I figure we'll talk a little bit about the card for that. The whole reason that I put this on here was because of a story that popped up that apparently, due to some some unavoidable circumstances, according to Alex Shelley. He was not able to travel to Nashville for the pay-per-view, and so he was replaced by Moose in the 6-man tag main event, which is now Rich Swann, Chris Sabin, and Moose versus Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. So, John, I wanted to get your quick thoughts on this before we get into the card. Do you think this is COVID related?
I mean, obviously, I think yes. I think it is COVID related. Whether or not he has COVID is another story.
Yeah.
Like you were saying before we started recording, that most likely it's significant other, somebody he's been in contact with. He's probably got a quarantine. I hope that Chris Sabin didn't contract freaking COVID, because that would suck.
Yeah, Alex Shelley.
Alex Shelley. Sorry, I knew that. I still hope Chris Sabin didn't get it either, though. I mean,
that's true. That would that would definitely be dangerous.
That would be very dangerous. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty. I mean, Impact Wrestling released a statement too, also saying that due to unforeseen circumstances, he was off the show when they were replacing his spot with Moose. I was like, fucking Moose.
Not a fan of Moose, I see.
It's not that I'm not a fan of Moose. I don't understand quite what they're doing with his character right now. He's still carrying around the old TNA Heavyweight Championship. He still refers to himself as TNA Champion. It's like, I get it, man. Like, you were a TNA champion, but you're not TNA anymore. You're Impact Wrestling. They have their own set of champions now.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But and also, how do you feel about this pay-per-view being, essentially cross-promotional with this main event?
I mean, I think it's an interesting thing, because if you look at one thing about that main event, it's all Impact guys except for Kenny Omega at this point.
Yeah.
Because the Good Brothers are technically Impact. They're not AEW.
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool. Also, they've been teasing this thing with the whole Good Brothers, Kenny Omega and Don Callis. And they've been like throwing up the 2 sweets everywhere. Yeah. I was talking about this with a person at work the other day. I think that they really need to push this angle a little bit further and start calling themselves the Almost Elite. Bring in the Young Bucks. Because honestly, the Elite was the whole AEW thing. You had the Young Bucks, you had Kenny. I think I'm forgetting somebody in there. I'm 95% sure I'm forgetting somebody in there. I apologize about that now. I think Cody was in there, if I'm not mistaken. But so, yeah, Cody was definitely in there. But so you start putting back together like the Bullet Club. And recently, Tama Tonga of New Japan released a statement saying that if the Young Bucks, or if the Good Brothers and Kenny want to start walking around throwing up the 2 sweet, they better be prepared to defend the Young Bucks' rights and shit, because he would come over here and kick the shit out of them. Yeah. So I know Jay White's contract right now is in standings of he's probably going back to New Japan full time. So if you had New Japan being led, the New Japan Bullet Club being led by Jay White with the Gorillas of Destiny, that's 3 people right there that I would not want to fuck with. You throw one more person in there who could round out the whole Bullet Club of New Japan, and you have a fucking all-out war between the Wrestling Alliance version of everything going on. And, I mean, you've got one hell of a storyline going, and I'm down for that.
Yeah, I like that. I know
that was a long-winded way of saying yes, I'm excited for this main event, but yes. Yeah, I think that there are bigger things on the horizon.
All right, and so let's take a look at some of these. There are 7 other matches on this card. Quite a bit of stuff going on. Way more than you get out of like a WWE pay-per-view, I'll tell you what.
That's true. I mean, sometimes the quality of their matches aren't as good as WWE, but they at least try to fit more in there.
It's true. All right, so we got the Knockouts Championship. The champion, Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's kind of cool that Taya's back. She's been off on the shelf for the last few months. The wife of Johnny. Wow, I just blanked on his name. The Miz's tag partner.
Oh, John Morrison. Were you going to say Johnny Mundo?
I almost said Johnny Mundo because that's who he's been for like the whole time they were together.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Morrison and Taya are a thing. Like they're real life married. So
that's cool. All right.
It's kind of cool to see her back doing her thing in Impact. A lot of wrestling couples right now, man, they're split between companies, and it's drives me insane because like that's got to make the relationship hard. I mean, that's
I'm sure, yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I got to go out there and I'm doing this show for Impact tonight. You go have fun with all your friends on SmackDown.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun doing weird shit with the Miz.
I think it'll be a good match, though. I think Taya Valkyrie and Deonna Purrazzo will put on one hell of a match.
All right. And speaking of knockouts, we have also a knockouts tag team championship match for the vacant titles. Havoc and Nevaeh versus Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz.
I told you that Nevaeh and Jessica Havoc would make it to the finals.
Yeah, you definitely did. So obviously that means you're pretty happy about this matchup.
I am a fan of both of them. I've been listening to the podcast of Sassy Steffi lately, and she had Nevaeh on there approximately a couple months ago, and Nevaeh was definitely talking about how she's happy to be back in the ring. And she had just re-debuted for Impact at that time, so it's nice. Cool. It's nice for a company that I don't watch full time that like I can watch highlights here and there, and I can be like, okay, surprises are nice like that. Like, oh shit, I took a chance and said that these two were gonna win the spot, and now they're in the finals.
Yeah, like when you brought it back, because I'll be honest, I had forgotten about it. The fact that you made that call, and when you brought it back, I was like, oh yeah. And just the fact that you called it so perfectly there, man. Let's just let's hope they take home the gold. You know?
Dude, if they take home the gold, I'm gonna streak through Fredonia.
Well, you better get your driving sock ready. So another title match happening tonight is the X Division Championship in a triple threat match. We got Manik defending against Chris Bay and Rohit Raju. So, John, as our resident Impact guy, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna call this one, and I'm going to say that Manik, who is currently being portrayed by TJP, is going to retain.
Yeah. All right, nice. What are your thoughts on the other two guys?
I don't really know
if you have any.
But this Rohit guy seems to have quite the fucking following from everything I've seen online. The other guy, Chris Bay, from everything I've seen, he's not horrible, but he doesn't impress me that much either. I'm just kind of like, okay.
Fair enough. All right, then we have another 6-man tag match, old school rules. It's Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doring versus Cousin Jake, Rhino, and Tommy Dreamer. Sounds like an interesting match.
It does. I'm not a big fan of Diener's new look.
No,
he had that whole like long hair beard thing going on, and now like they shaved his head, trimmed his beard. Like,
that's disappointing.
Him.
Huh? That's really disappointing.
It's extremely fucking disappointing because like Cody Diener had like a good look to him, and he stood out. Yeah. And now I'm like, yeah, fuck him.
Who you hoping wins this match?
Tommy Dreamer's team, because they fucked Cody Diener up.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. See, we also got a singles match: the Karate Man versus Ethan Page.
Which is weird. On this? The same person.
Oh, is it? See, okay. This is why I go to you for the Impact stuff.
They're doing this weird angle where Ethan Page and the Karate Man are two different people, but it's the exact same person. So
it would be kind of like back in the day if Christopher Daniels fought Curryman.
Kind of, yeah.
It'd be something like that.
But think about it like this. Think about. Okay, I can do this. Think if Mick Foley was to be standing in the ring with Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
It could have never happened because there's no match.
Or like Bray Wyatt and The Fiend separately.
Yeah, but you could have somebody wearing the Fiend mask.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Think about it like Hulk Hogan standing in the ring with Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Rock and Rocky Maivia. Like you could have never do it.
Yeah.
Or in terms
of, how do you think they're going to do it?
Cinematography.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if with no crowd, now's the time to do stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, that's how they have been doing it, and it's stupid.
Oh, okay.
Like there are certain things that they can do with the whole cinematography thing. Like they've been doing a thing with Su Yung. She debuted a new version of herself again.
Okay.
So you've got the Undead Bride, Su Yung. She had debuted Susie not too long ago, which was like this little kid version of herself, and then they just debuted a version of her called Susan, and she's like the business executive, and she's fucking like straight to the point most of the time, but she's still like vicious. But like a month or so ago, they had did this thing where like Susie came out on the entranceway and she was talking to Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly, and she's like, "You guys weren't very nice to my friend, and now you've got to pay." And she like turned her back to them, and as she turned her back, Su Yung came out the entranceway and came down the ramp and got in the ring. And that was like the whole like they had somebody stand there while like they killed the camera and then like, refilmed, and then she came out as Su Yung, and that's fucking awesome. But when you're gonna like, oh, it's not the same person, then fuck you. Like fans aren't stupid. Like and stop playing it like we are.
Okay, yeah, man, that just, I don't know, it sounds weird to me. But
I mean,
I'll be honest, it intrigues me quite a bit, though, to see how they pull it all off. I think I'm going to have to go and look some of these, some clips up of this. You said that they've been doing this karate thing.
Do you remember the year that Mick Foley entered the Royal Rumble 3 separate times?
Yeah.
At least that was done well. It was spaced out. Mick Foley had a chance to change. Imagine a guy falling out of the ring and then all of a sudden he gets back in the ring as a totally different person.
Well, just look at WWE. Bray Wyatt went into a casket. The Fiend came out. So it can be done. It can be done in those little moments and done well.
True.
But I don't see. Like I said, I haven't seen any of the Karate Man and Ethan Page stuff. So, are they literally fighting? Like, how does this work?
Well, I didn't know that he was going to fight himself. So, I mean, like, this is an interesting angle. I mean,
I just don't know. Like, are they going to do like a deep fake on his face? Like, I don't know how this is going to work.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to check it out.
I'll tell you what. I'll be seeing if I can find clips of that at some point, because that just sounds interesting to me. Okay, so we got looks like 2 more matches. We got a mixed tag team match. Rosemary and Crazy Steve versus Neil Dashwood and Caleb with a K.
I'm calling Decay on this one.
Yeah?
Hell yeah, man. Rosemary's fucking beautiful. Crazy Steve is just stupid, but I mean, together.
I know who Rosemary is. I don't know who Crazy Steve is, but I like the name. I don't know.
Okay, so here I am. I'm gonna tell another 5-minute story to explain something fun that you'll understand.
I like it.
Crazy Steve is the guy that Crimson put the cease and desist on.
Oh, okay.
You remember Crimson with with Crimson, like the mask?
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
When Crazy Steve first debuted, so Josh and I have a friend in the business. His name we will leave out because he likes to be more professional than that. He calls himself Crimson on the independent scene. You can find him in like clips from Pro Wrestling Ohio, Pro Wrestling Rampage. I know he's done a few other things. So he had a WWE tryout and an Impact tryout. And when he tried out for Impact, they pretty much respectively told him, no thank you at this time. And then a couple months later, they debuted their own Crimson, but instead of spelling it with the K, they spelled it with the C. And then Crazy Steve debuted about 6-7 months later, and he had an almost identical gimmick to what Crimson proposed that he do. And it was done horribly. I mean, even the makeup that he did was like almost like complete ripoff of what our buddy does. Huh. Well, I mean, I call him our buddy, but I mean, we're not close. He's an acquaintance at this point. So he put it out a cease and desist, and he was like, "Oh, look, either your guy stops doing what he's doing, or I will sue you." And TNA was like, "Oh, it's a crazy coincidence that we just came up with this awesome idea, and you just happen to be rerunning something similar." And he was like, "Oh no, not when guys like Kevin Nash have stood in my corner, and so and this and that, and I've got videos and this and that." So I don't have a lot of respect for the gentleman who portrays Crazy Steve, but he is a talented guy in the ring.
Okay, fair enough. I do like Rosemary, so I think I'll go with that.
I love Rosemary, mainly because when she's around, we get Father James Mitchell.
Yeah.
And I like the Sinister Minister.
Yeah, you like sinister things, and you like crazy things. And this final match I wanted to save for the end is definitely up your alley. And that is a barbed wire massacre. Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan. All right, John, dive into this.
I'm really glad that they reignited this feud, because this feud was the bomb back in a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And they even reenacted the fucking baseball bat shot to the face again.
Nice. When I saw this on the list, I was like, yo, I know these guys. Like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. And it's amazing, because Sami Callihan had his shot in WWE when they brought him in as the Hacker. And this was like years before they tried to do this shit again with Retribution. And Josh knows what I'm talking about, but I can't remember what they were going to call him.
I don't remember that either.
Solomon... So
I don't know.
Doesn't really make a difference. They dropped the ball with it like hardcore. And then Impact picked him up and brought him in. And oh my God, OVE was fucking over. It's Ohio versus everybody. I found out, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts about it. And I found out that it was him, Jake Chris, and there's another Chris brother, Dave Chris. Jake and Dave Chris. And who was it? One of the people that was recently on Sassy Steffi's podcast is married to one of the Chris boys, or she's married to one of the Chris boys. Can't remember which one it is at this point, and I don't feel like Google searching it to get my facts straight. So I apologize. I should have had this better prepared. But I found out that that whole Ohio group is very close with one another. They stay in close contact with one another. And I think that's really cool, because it's a lot of the guys in our local area. You know, you got the Buffalo Brothers and the guys who all train with Mikey and Pepper and shit like that. And I'm like, hell yeah, the Brotherhood is still alive in some places, and that is awesome.
Yeah.
But in this match, I'm going to say this now, Sami Callihan is a sadistic fuck. You can't. I know Eddie Edwards is fucking crazy, and he has a smoking hot wife, and it doesn't make sense. But Sami Callihan is going to fuck him up.
Yeah, I like it. I like your prediction. And you tend to do pretty good on predictions, so I think I'll go with you on that one.
I like it when you're just I got nothing, but Jay's got it.
I will say, this pay-per-view sounds pretty decent.
I mean, you know I'll probably end up trying to at least find parts of it online, because usually Impact's pretty good about. If I would have thought about it, honestly, I would have just pulled Twitch up and had it on my TV tonight.
But I think it's you have to pay. I think it's only on the Fight TV app.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Yeah. That is shitty.
Hey man, it's pay-per-view. Is what it is. And if I had more money in my pocket, I would have considered getting it. But
ladies and gentlemen, I know that when you're listening to this, it's going to be a couple days later, but let us know what some of your predictions were. Hit us up on Twitter at Off the Ropes JJ. Go to anchor.fm /off the ropes JJ. I mean, come on, let us know, people. Start like talking up. Let us know what the hell's going on. Are you enjoying the show? Are you not enjoying the show? This is like a brief intermittent just to be like, what the fuck is going on?
It's true. Also, if you want us to start watching these pay-per-views, here's John's Cash App. Send him a little bit of cash. We'd be more than happy. If not, John, you can send it to me. You can send
I
me
was
some
just
cash.
point out, by the way, I said a couple weeks ago about I said something about doing wrestling, something wrestling related, and all somebody had to do was pay me $2. I have still not even seen that.
Yeah, what was it? I don't know. Oh no, it was $5. The one that I remember, it was $5 to do a Sexy Boys 2 commercial.
That's what
I don't remember if that's what you're talking.
That's
Okay.
what it was. No, that's what it was. It was the Sexy Boys. It was for $5, and nobody has sent us $5 yet. What?
I think it's
fuck.
I think you need to throw that up on Facebook, like do like a video, put the bad boy up on Facebook, because those are the people.
Sexy.
They
boys.
know.
Sexy
boys. Sexy boys.
Sexy boys.
Yeah.
Sexy boys.
Cause it's sexy and it's for boys.
And it's for boys. That's just
all right.
Get for $5.
It'll probably be worse, but you'll still pay for it. All right. So next up on our sheet here, Adam Pearce is apparently begging Roman Reigns to call off their Universal title match. So recently, Adam Pearce, who hasn't wrestled in like 6 years or something like that, won himself a shot at the Universal title at Royal Rumble. So, John, first off, what are your thoughts on this whole storyline, and then this specifically him trying to get out of it?
Okay, so this is my honest thoughts on this. When I first read that Adam Pearce won a shot at Royal Rumble for a Universal title shot, I was like, why?
Yeah.
I was like there are so many talented wrestlers right now who don't even have storylines going for them. But let's take a guy who actively has not wrestled for the WWE and just give him a title match.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
And Roman Reigns called Drew McIntyre a placeholder.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, guys like Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. I mean, they're the workhorse guys. Like, understandably, guys like Daniel Bryan are trying to wind down their career and exit out for a little bit.
Though a lot of people are predicting D-Bry to win the Rumble.
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm seeing a lot of predictions for that.
I know this isn't on the list of things we're going to talk about, but I'm going to bring this up really quick. Did you see that on SmackDown that Shinsuke Nakamura came back with his old theme?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, the Rising Sun theme, like the original, okay. So they're pushing him again. They're going to try pushing him. So why not let a guy like Nakamura have a shot at Roman Reigns? They're two different styles, but I mean, at the same time, they'll mesh well because at least Nakamura's got a strong base move. Like, I mean, like he's not like aerial fucking high flying. He's more of or fucking Cesaro or someone like fucking Shelton Benjamin. Somebody who can actually make Roman look good while at the same time making him look strong and putting him over hard.
Yeah.
But instead, no, let's give it to a guy who hasn't wrestled on TV or actively for like 6 years. Let's let him dust off the fucking boots and get his rust off, and then we're feeding him to Roman Reigns. It's the Royal Rumble.
Now, here's my question. Do you actually think it's going to happen?
No. At this point, I mean, I have a feeling they're going to substitute him with somebody, probably Kevin Owens at this point. But, I mean, still, though, like, even then, like, Kevin Owens is a good wrestler, and he's there, and he deserves his shots. But we all know what's going to happen in the end. It's going to come down to a fucking 2-on-1, possibly a 3-on-1. And what's the fucking point at this point? Like, you can't win those odds.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to do, because like I remember us talking about when TLC happened and how I said that my initial thought before I saw the results of, I think it was Raw or SmackDown or whatever, was put them in a cage, you know, so it's just them. But even that didn't stop Jey Uso from interfering and costing Owens the match. So at this point, I don't know what you do to give Owens a fair shot. You know what I mean?
Well, again, I'll bring it up for the show. What me and you, I had kind of talked with you about the other night. Do an angle where Jey Uso is banned from ringside. It's got to be a one-on-one, and if Roman Reigns has any interference from Jey Uso, he loses the championship to Kevin Owens. Match is going on. Kevin Owens is about to get the win, and boom, Uso hits the fucking ring. But it's not Jey Uso, it's Jimmy Uso. But because of the whole twin thing, the referee doesn't think about it, throws the match, awards Kevin Owens the championship. After the fucking match is over, Paul Heyman starts his side of things where he's the, whatever he calls himself, he's the executive whatever of Roman.
Yeah.
He gets in the ring and he starts, no, that wasn't Jey Uso, that was Jimmy Uso. Therefore, it's just a normal disqualification. Nobody said Jimmy couldn't get involved. And then Kevin still has to give the championship back and whatever.
I mean, I dig that. I feel like I remember you also putting up the possibility of Jimmy then turning on Roman, which I thought was interesting too. So yeah, I mean, either way, I think you're right. I think that I don't think Adam Pearce is going to be actually in this match in 2 weeks. I wouldn't be shocked if it is Kevin Owens, since that's, you know, the most recent like feud, and it wasn't very long. If you know what I mean, like they didn't do a lot with it, so I could see them continuing with that. But yeah, I actually really like the idea of the switcheroo with Jimmy. I actually really like that. So I'm kind of hoping that we get to see something like that. So
I mean,
yeah, we'll see.
It's a good way to keep the storyline going because I mean, Jimmy's been back a couple times, but I mean, at the same time, he's been there and been like kind of shunned by Roman at this point. So his role could physically go either way. Yeah,
it could, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, Rumble's only a couple weeks away at this point.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah, so it'll be good. I hope. Hopefully, it will be better than last year's Rumble, with Brock Lesnar taking over half the show.
Completely agree.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Mustafa Ali might be in trouble with the WWE after some comments that he made berating Hulk Hogan and some of the legends that recently appeared on an episode of Raw. He made some comments. I think he was on Raw Talk when he did this. So he made comments such as, because we need to hear what you're going to do, brother, again for the 7th millionth time. And then he made another comment saying, why don't you give us a chance? People that can contribute to this business and further this company. But no, let's push them all aside and give 3 hours to people that can barely walk. So, John, what are your thoughts on these comments? Do you think was this a shoot? Was it a work? What do you think?
Well,
was this Mustafa Ali's own version of the pipe bomb?
I'm going to say it's a 50-50 at this point. I'm going to say it's 50% his actual feelings, 50% WWE telling him, try to make Retribution look really mean by saying some of this shit. But at the same time, I'm going to say I 100% agree with the statements made by Mustafa. I'm just going to call him Ali because I don't want to butcher his name and be that guy. I think Ali has a point. Okay,
Yeah.
Not so much that these people can't walk, but I mean, at the same time, I just said, man, like there's a slew of fucking wrestlers who could be filling these time periods, and instead we're giving fucking time to people who don't need it anymore. Either you're going to come back to the business and you're going to work the business and you're going to get your spot back that way, or your yesteryear's fucking shit. Like Hulk Hogan was pushing something called an H phone. Like, okay, we get it. You're fucking Hulk Hogan. You've got a fucking phone modeled after you. It's called the H phone. Good for you. But like even McIntyre in the fucking promo that he shot with Hogan, he looked uncomfortable and he looked like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Hogan doesn't have the the greatest reputation lately, so
I mean,
but Vince keeps bringing him back.
But here's the other thing that bugs me too. Like, I understand why guys like Hogan come back. No matter where he is in his career, Hogan is still a draw. Yeah. Some of the other guys, not so much. I mean, Boogeyman was there, but I mean, besides people who were hardcore fans during the Boogeyman's run, who really remembers the Boogeyman at this point?
Yeah, I was one of those fans, so yeah, I'll always remember him. But yeah, I get it.
But I mean, that's the point. I mean, if you looked at Faith right now and you said, "Hey, the Boogeyman's on TV," she's gonna look at you and go, "Who?" Cal, Faith, don't know.
She's gonna be like the guy from Rise of the Guardians.
I mean, if I was to go home to my parents' house and be like, "Hey, Dad, Boogeyman," he's gonna be like, "What? Who?"
Yeah.
I mean, older wrestling fans and like younger wrestling fans were like, you got to be right in that demographic. Like I said, when he was a thing.
Yeah.
Same with like Melina. Melina was on TV, but unless you were watching during that time frame, you don't know who the fuck Melina is either.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you going to do about it? I mean, it is what it is. They think that bringing back those people are going to be what people want to see. At the same time, Triple H got in the ring on Monday Night Raw and fought Randy Orton. Hello? Triple H is fucking retired from the ring. That's a spot that could have went to somebody else, but I get why.
Yeah.
At least it made fucking sense as to why he got in the ring.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that like they had a bit of a COVID spike. And so there's a lot of people not like who were out, but there's still people who were there who you aren't putting on the show.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have all these wrestlers that you could be using. You know, this would finally be their opportunity to get a little TV time.
Absolutely.
Have an audience see them and see what they're about and see if they click with an audience. And yet you do Hulk Hogan and like, come on. Yeah, you know, I totally agree. I agree. Yeah.
A lot of people bitch about how Vince Russo used to book shows back in the day, but be it what it might be, at least Vince Russo made sure that like mid card and like bottom carders always got storyline, and you might not have seen them every week. Like maybe me and you would have a match this week and not next week, but then we would come back the following week. But at least you still knew who those guys were, and they stayed relevant.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about what if WWE did something like what AEW does and do dark matches, but like just exclusively like to the network or something? Because they don't do dark matches or house shows because there's no audience. You know?
Honestly, it would be one of the smartest things they could do at this point.
Yeah, I would totally be down for that.
Like, all talent. You can start utilizing all these guys who don't get TV time. You can start. I mean, that's a lot of the ways. Like a lot of people coming into AEW get their start. They wrestle a few matches on AEW Dark, and then they get a spot on Dynamite.
Yeah, and they could recycle that old underground thing that they were doing there for a little bit, and just that could be what it is. Instead of it being a stupid fight club, it could just be dark matches that aren't on TV. I think that would be, I don't know, man. I think that would be some good stuff right there.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So
I mean, I mean that.
We'll see if in 2 weeks to a month, if they start doing that, you know, they're listening.
And you send that man right there a paycheck.
You can.
You. I didn't do it this time.
That's
They
true.
take my
You can.
my gimmick. They don't take.
You can send my money right there to hashtag MercTrader22.
See, they can take that from you, but they take my booking ideas. They took my gimmick. So you put my cash tag up there. Yeah, I'm waiting for my royalties still. Thank you.
Yep. Hashtag JMade1. Send it on over, guys. Send it on over.
MercTrader22.
Boom. All right. So next up, speaking of kind of like fresh faces getting some TV time, Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz, formerly known as the Rascals, officially made their WWE debut over on NXT. So, John, what are your thoughts on the former team of the Rascals, now going by the moniker MSK, of which I don't know what that stands for, making their debut over on NXT? Apparently, they fought Jake Atlas and Swerve in the first round of the Dusty Classic.
They did indeed, and I am pumped because I was a big fan of the Rascals. I think
picked up a win. They picked up a win too, man.
They did. Like I said, I think they're going to be one of those, like, you know how like every once in a while you get a superstar, or in this case, superstars that jump ship from one company to another, and they get like the rocket strapped to their back.
Yeah,
this is going to be the tag team that's going to come over, and they're going to go straight to the fucking top. I can already tell you now they're going to be NXT tag team champions at least 3 or 4 times.
All right, I dig that, man. I dig that.
I want to see more of the Rascal side of them come out instead of being somebody they're not. I liked the little hand thing. I'm really hoping they keep their finisher, which is the one goes for a standing shooting star press, and the other one just kind of shoves him into position.
Nice. I like it. These two guys were 2 of the 6 recent recruits that came through the Performance Center, along with Alex Brandenburg, who was known in the Indies as Alex Zane, Sajiru Eichmann, who was trained by Tajiri, Anriel Howard, who is a former college basketball player, and Russ Taylor, known on the Indies as Ryan Taylor. I think he's going by something like Taylor Rust. Is that what they called him in WWE now?
Yeah.
Taylor Rust. Yeah.
Rust.
Good enough name, I guess. Sure. Why not? I think it pops.
Name.
Yeah, it pops. I dig it. But yeah, what are your thoughts on, I think we talked about this on a previous show, but on the third member of the Rascals, like not being involved anywhere in this?
We did talk about it. I'm still torn on it because I know why he doesn't want to sign with the WWE. He doesn't want to clean his shit up. He has a lot of substance problems and does not want to change for the business. And I get it. He's happy being who he is, man. And not everybody wants to follow the fucking paycheck, and I get it.
Yeah.
However, when the WWE comes calling, I'm just saying how many opportunities are you going to get to fucking be in the WWE?
Yeah, it's true. Some people just can't. It's just not for them. Like, look at Teddy Hart. Like some people, it's just not for them.
WWE tried to help him on multiple occasions too.
It's true. Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully he does something good, and I think it would be cool if he was able to kind of clean himself up and get better and have all 3 of the Rascals over in NXT. I think that'd be really cool, to be honest with you.
Dude, that'd be phenomenal.
Again, I don't know what MSK is, but I'm going to be finding out. John's thinking hard, man. He wants something good.
Mostly shitty knockoffs.
Oh, there you go. I like it. Just mostly, though. Not all the way. All right. So
they didn't call Little Rascals. They were just the Rascals.
That's true. So hopping back over to AEW, they have announced their very own award show, the Dynamite Awards show, coming up soon. I believe. Hold on, I think I got a picture of it right here. Yes, January 27th. The AEW Dynamite Awards. It will be streamed exclusively on the Bleacher Report app, from what I was reading, and you can actually go submit your votes right now. The article that I was reading had a little link to it as well. You can go to where was it? I'd say just go to Pro Wrestling Sheet, look up the news article, and the link is right there in it. So yeah, what are your thoughts on them doing this award show? You know, obviously we just saw the Slammies, just came back after a 5-year hiatus, and now we're getting an AEW one. Looks like we're gonna have some categories like best moment on the mic, biggest surprise, breakout star, biggest beatdown, stuff like that. Oh, it looks like you can go to www.aewawards.com and cast your votes there.
Well, it's funny because I know Impact just had their awards too.
Oh, did they?
They did.
That's awesome. Had they done awards before?
They do them once in a while.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, with these, it looks like they're going to have some virtual award presenters, including Shaquille O'Neal, some people I don't know, Kevin Hefferman, some other people I don't know, Ron Funches, which I love Ron Funches. He's a funny dude. And again, some other people I don't know. You might know some of them. Burt Kreischer, Chael Sonnen, Curtis Granderson, Camille Kostick,
the name sounds familiar.
Steve Lemmy, and
Steve Lemmy's one of the Broken Lizard guys.
Oh, okay. Oh, and this one I didn't recognize. I'm assuming this is who I think it is. I just didn't recognize because of the secondary last name. Danielle Fishel Karp. I'm assuming that's Topanga. It's Danielle Fishel. Okay. Yeah. And then her husband, I'm assuming Jensen Karp, who I don't know who that is, to be honest.
But yeah, Steve Lemmy and the other one, it's Farva and what was it?
Kevin Hefferman.
Yeah.
Talking about? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's Farva and the one who in the first movie he's the one who had the mustache.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember the character's name, but yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
I could say it's not Rabbit, it's not the fucking Jewish one, and it's not Ramathorn. It's the other guy.
Yeah, it's the other guy. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So I think that I like that. I like they got some decent names coming in for that. So yeah, what are your thoughts overall about this award show?
Hey, I mean, every wrestling promotion deserves to have their own award shows, man. Every wrestler works their ass off, whether or not they're in the ring, behind the scenes. I still say the referees need more respect. They need to be recognized more for the job they do.
Yeah, and WWE botched it on that one. Man, yes, they could have had like 5 good nominees, really get their names out there, let people know who some of these refs are.
Yep.
Nope.
Like Ref Jess.
Instead, we got little Nate winning it, and then we got what's his fuck, John Cone.
John Cone.
I'll say this: at least now I know who John Cone is. Something.
I still don't care who John Cone is.
I don't really care who he is, but I know who he is, so that's something. They did something right, I guess, but they could have done more.
He can count himself out. I don't care.
Oh, you didn't like his wig? Come on, man. Come on. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for this. I definitely think we should cover it when it comes around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I dig it. I like it. So it's January, like I said, January 27th. A few days before the paper for the WWE pay-per-view for Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So be sure to catch that. You don't want to miss it. So was that a Thursday? No, I think it is Wednesday.
No,
so I find it. Yeah, I find it interesting then that it's a Wednesday. But they're saying that it's going to be exclusively on the Bleacher Report app and not, because I don't know how long it's going to be. It starts at 7:00. So if it's only an hour, then it ends right before Dynamite starts. But if it's longer than an hour, it's going to bleed into Dynamite.
Yep.
So it's almost like I don't know. I don't know if an hour to I don't know if an hour is enough. Maybe it will be. I really don't know. But part of me feels like that might not be enough to really do it like fun justice to it. And if it's going to bleed into Dynamite, why not just have it be on like that's your episode of Dynamite is the awards?
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Maybe they just really don't want to take away from the action.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but either way, I'll definitely be checking it out. So we'll see. All right. Next up, we got a couple of COVID stories here. Drew McIntyre officially tested positive for COVID-19. This is one of the first big names that they've let the people know has actually come down with it. Apparently he's asymptomatic, so it's not a bad case or anything, which is good. And so hopefully he'll be back in action soon. But with this whole big spike that happened, who the heck knows? And then also I'm going to combine these two. Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks revealed that back in September he had a bad case of COVID and just recently kind of got back to where he's feeling like himself again. Like it fucked his lungs up and everything. And he probably, with a case that bad, he probably will have lung damage for the rest of his life. So what are your thoughts on these two stories?
Well, I'm glad to see that Nick Jackson's feeling better because as much as I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks, I don't want to see anybody sick with COVID either.
Yeah.
And for Roman or for Drew, I don't know why I said Roman. I'm sorry. For Drew McIntyre, I mean, like, I hope you feel better soon, man. Like, get back to the business. I mean, he's the fucking WWE champion too. Like, that's bad news for them.
Yeah. And so
I got some bad news for you.
Okay, Wade.
Just saying, he comes out, gives fucking Drew an elbow. New WWE champion.
I like it. Yeah. Again, yeah. I'll kind of echo what you were saying. I'm glad that both these guys are okay. Apparently, Nick Jackson was really kind of trying to hammer home, the idea that you got to take this seriously. He had this bad case, and if he had been sick in some other way, it could have killed. It could have been a completely different story. If he had something else to go along with it, and that's what happens a lot of times. Is they're called comorbidities. It's you have other ailments that wouldn't typically kill you, but then the COVID comes along, and the two of them together is what takes you out. So he got lucky there. But yeah, wear your mask, people. Socially distance.
Absolutely.
No giant groups and things. Keep it to your pods, as they call them.
Realize tomorrow being like this. Oh no, sorry, never mind. I'm ahead of myself.
It's okay.
In my head, I was thinking it was March already, and I was going to say tomorrow's March 17th. We'll have already been in lockdown for a fucking year.
Yeah, I mean, you're close. So, we're talking 10 months already. It's a lot of time.
It should be common sense by this point to wear your mask, make sure you're staying safe, make sure you're not fucking being in a lot of places that you're not wearing your mask. I mean, Josh and I could theoretically get together and do these episodes in the same room, and we don't. Instead, we record from alternate locations, and I mean, it is what it is, but it sucks sometimes. I'd love to sit in the same room and record with him.
Yeah, man, it would be awesome. It'd be fucking great.
Take me back to the old days.
I know, man. We'll have to pull out the banner wherever the fuck it is.
I gotta find the banner.
Even though it's not the logo we use anymore, I don't care. Hang it up.
I don't care either. Nostalgia's a thing. Fuck that. Fuck COVID.
Yes. And fuck other things. Yeah.
Go ahead, say it. I know what you want to say right now.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's cool. We'll just move on. Oh man. But that takes we got two more stories left. And I gotta say, I like both these stories. So WWE announced their first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I gotta say, I think that's pretty damn cool. I like the logo. Look at this. Doing it for NXT. I like it. It's nice. It's crisp. It's clean.
Oh yeah, that's actually really well put together.
Yeah, man, I dig that logo. But yeah, what do you think about them doing this women's tag team classic?
Well, this actually ties into something I forgot to tell you about the other day. So actually, it's kind of funny. I think it's really awesome that the women are actually getting their own tag team invitational because women's equality, something me and you have been preaching about, is a wrestling hole for a while. And I forgot to tell you, I got messaged in my personal inbox the other day on Facebook about how I need to stop addressing the women's championships as the WWE Women's Championship and the WWE Women's Universal Championship because it's the Women's Raw and the Women's SmackDown titles.
Somebody actually reached out to say that?
Yeah.
No. The whole point is that why should they be different titles, like called different things? Absolutely.
And which was my response. I said, well, okay. I said, so then why are the men not referred to as the WWE Raw and the WWE SmackDown Men's Championships? Because that's, and they're like, well, it's because it's the WWE and the Universal. I'm like, so why can't there be a women's Raw, a women's WWE Championship, which it technically is, because they refer to it as, well, they don't though, because it's the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. So they don't even refer to one of them as the WWE Women's Champion. They're both women's champions, but and I'm just like, so okay. I'm like, so if the men have their own though, and it's like the WWE Championship and the WWE Universal, I'm like, it should be the WWE Women's Championship, which would be the Raw, and the WWE Women's Universal. Yeah. Even if you said it like that, I'd be okay with that because at least specifying the men over the women. I don't care. But they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's fucking equality. And that's exactly why me and you reversed the way it's said. I was like, because they're trying to show that equality is a thing.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Man, if somebody reached out to me like that, man, I'd be going so off the rails on that.
Well, like I said, the thing that made me laugh the most is that they reached out to me in my personal Facebook account and not the Off the Ropes page.
Now, was this somebody that you knew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody who listens to the show on a regular basis, and I at first thought they were making a joke about it, and I was like, "Oh, LOL," and they're like, "No, seriously, I think it's disrespectful the way you're disrespecting the men's championships compared to the women's." And I was like, first off,
it's the women's that are getting disrespected every freaking week on Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, it's like, go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't care. If you don't want to listen to the show anymore, I don't care. Go fuck yourself.
Well, that was kind of my thoughts. And I was like, man, well, if you don't like what I have to say, then I'm sorry. But like, that's my thoughts. That's my right to say what I think. I was like, and you know what? I said, Josh doesn't seem to have an issue with the way I think about that situation because he's agreed with me on it. I'm like, and that's what I like about our podcast is that when it comes to wrestling, we don't always agree on the wrestling aspect of things. But 90% of the time, when it comes to something basic like that, and I mean, we've seen really bad incarnations of championships in our fucking time of watching wrestling, but disregarding the fact that like the Divas Championship and the whole butterfly and like how much of a slap in the face that was. Now that the women's evolution has happened and now they're back to being the women's champions and stuff like that. And they're not Divas anymore. Stop referring to it as the women's Raw and the women's SmackDown and refer to them as they should be. The WWE Women's Championship and the WWE Women's Universal. It's respectful at the same time that it's still clarifying they are the women's titles.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, WWE Women's Championship and the Universal Women's Championship. End of story.
Oh, I like it better like that. The Universal.
Yeah, it's just end of story. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out. I don't care.
Yeah,
I just don't care.
Like it, we've got 2 words for you. New writers.
Yeah, new writers. And I have some words for people like that. Something that I think that I would like to call them personally.
Boom.
Hashtag crybaby bitch. Take your tears and go grow a garden. I don't care.
I'm gonna like the match with this one. You'll like this because that's how you're feeling right now. If you don't like the fact that we're referring to them as the WWE Women's Champion and the Universal Women's Championship, go call your president, Donald Trump, and tell him John and Josh have their own ways of thinking. Booyah. What now?
Boo.
Hashtag call me. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Hashtag fuck your ass.
Now, I think that whole little spiel right there is the let me tell you something, brother moment of the night. Bam. You didn't even know that that's what you were doing, and that's what you were doing, and I love it every second of it.
Sometimes I bang the drum. I walk to my own tune. I don't even fucking care.
It's true. And it's like, if the men can get a tag team classic, the women can have a tag team classic, and we're doing it right now.
Well,
maybe not right now, but you know.
Maybe the next thing on the list of things to do for women, get them a women's cruiserweight championship. I mean,
I'd be down. I'd watch that all day.
I think there needs to be more.
They're gonna call it like 105 Live. I bet you anything that would be a thing that they would do.
Oh my god!
And then people would throw a shit about it too.
Championship where like men, women, cruiserweights, heavyweights, like the 24/7 championship, but not around our truth way, like every day.
That's true. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'd love to see more intergender type stuff. I think it'd be awesome.
I think intergender needs to make a fucking statement because I've seen some really good men versus women matches, and I've seen some really good intergender matches. But obviously, men can never hit women because it's fucking brutality. And I'm like, I saw Candice LeRae get kicked in the face by a fucking shoe covered in thumbtacks, and she fucking sold it like a champ. And if she can fucking do that, these women can fucking fight a guy. It's 21st century. Equality for everybody.
Yep. Everybody gets kicked in the face with a thumbtack shoe. Everybody. Oh, shit. I love it.
Now I'm fucking lit up right now. You get a kick. You get a kick.
You're the Oprah of kicks, and I love it. Oh, man. Yeah, so this women's classic, they haven't given any like time frame yet or participants as far as what I saw so far. Maybe I missed something in a different article somewhere else, but I hadn't seen anything yet. But keep an eye out for that. The men's classic already
bring you more information.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be something by the next time we record. Hopefully, we'll see. So I'm pretty excited about it. Whew, that was a good time. That was a good time. All right, now we got one final piece of news. WWE has recently filed for a trademark for the title Left Right, Left Right. Now, this isn't actually the first time that they did this. Last year, they filed for this trademark as well. However, it was denied last year due to confusion with a DJ in Dallas whose moniker is Left/Right. Which I'll be honest, I'm like, really? They denied the WWE because of some Dallas-based DJ. I'm like, oh, damn. All right. So I'm pretty sure WWE probably sicked their lawyers on them and made sure they got this. So what it looks like, according to the description, is it's going to be part of this new video game portion of the network that they're looking to start up. It's going to be a show, obviously taking its name as like a play on Xavier Woods' is Up, Up, Down, Down. However, when I was doing some kind of searching around the net, doing some Googling about this article, I came across a news story that I didn't know about from back in August. So apparently, back in August, Tyler Breeze, who was the Up, Up, Down, Down champion at the time, defended the title against Samoa Joe, and then he unveiled a brand new title that he called the Left Right Left Right Championship. Look at this. That's a nice title. And look, he's even got a shirt, NWO style, left, right. And I have to say, there's no way that it's a coincidence that the WWE is now, utilizing this exact phrasing, this exact series of words for something in their video game sphere. So I want to get your thoughts on the name, your thoughts on them utilizing it for a video game platform type of thing. And do you think Tyler Breeze will be involved?
Well, my first thought is why is it every time somebody makes a t-shirt, they have to rip off the NWO?
It's so true, man.
Randy Orton's done it. The Bullet Club has done it. Finn Balor has done it.
Dude, even people outside of wrestling have done it. Like, I watched the Schmodown, the movie trivia show.
Yep.
There's one of the competitors. I think he's currently the champion. His name is Dan Murrell, and I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. He made a shirt, and it was the new Murrell order, and it was done in the NWO style, which is pretty cool.
There's a former vape company in Buffalo. They called themselves the Vape World Order, and they had the VWO logo.
Really?
It was the NWO thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, come on. But I will say this. I think that it's really cool.
It's a nice logo. You know what I mean?
It was a genius logo. I mean, I still love I'm honestly shocked with as much of an NWO fan as I am. I do not have the NWO logo tattooed on me anywhere. I don't even have a wolf tattooed on me.
Yeah, I'm shocked about that too.
I have to do that now.
Well, technically you have a wolf. It's just not the NWO.
True. That is true. I will say this, though. I think in the context of the left, right, I think, yes, Tyler Breeze will probably be involved because he's been involved in most of the shit that up, down, down has done. So, I mean, why not be part of the whole new thing with Xavier and all that? And if I'm not mistaken, I think he still has the title anyway, so.
Cool. Yeah. I think that's cool, and I thought it's just an interesting find because I didn't know about that, and it made the whole story kind of come together for me.
I mean, they've already got 2 titles for that show, and I think area of the expertise because there's an up, down championship too.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 titles that can be defended, and it could totally be like Schmodown, man.
They play video games. Yeah, man, that would be awesome. Do video game tournaments and shit, and here you go. You're the champ. I think that
the more and more this is unfolding, I'm getting more excited for it. Because it doesn't even just have to be fucking video games. It can be any kind of gaming tournament, not game, but tournaments. You could do what Xavier does with his show. You could be doing board games. You could be doing fucking jousting, fucking archery. You could be doing darts, pool, fucking hatchet throwing.
Dude, I want them to do that Book It game.
Yes.
Dude, how funny would that be? Especially because a lot of those characters are modeled after actual wrestlers.
You have to tweet it at Xavier.
Yes. I got to dig out because there's a card that is essentially him. That looks like there's one for all 3 of the New Day. Dude, I will. I have to take a picture of those and send it out to him. I think it'd be great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, that wraps up everything for this week's episode number 22. That's right, of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. John, before we wrap, is there anything you'd like to finish off? Anything you'd like? Anything that's left on your mind that you'd like to say to the people out there?
Always wash your balls.
That's fair. What if they don't have balls? Then what?
I mean, I don't know.
Wash somebody else's balls?
Wash somebody else's balls.
help maintain ball cleanliness.
Remember, just like what's Bob Barker used to say, always spay and neuter your pets.
Fair enough. All right, I think that's as good of a send off as any. So, John, tell me where everybody can find you on the internets.
You can find me on Twitter, right? Whoop, right there. Simply Saint J1. Actually, I got a brand new phone, bigger, better, more space.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of nice because I went on Twitter today and I could see more of what was going on. I was like, oh shit, I've been missing some stuff. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I'm also on Anchor with my own podcast called Simply Sane with Jay. It's the Not Your Mama's podcast, and I am actually working on another episode coming up here soon.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be my 5th episode. I've been putting it off for a while, but I'm finally finding some headway into something fun to talk about.
Nice.
Josh, what about you? Where can they find you and your many of needs?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at JP Raynor. That's JPRAYNOR. Or where's my finger? Where is it? There it is. Got a new webcam. It's a little higher up, man. Right there at Movie Blog Merc. That is my site for my Twitter page for Merc with a movie blog. I'll be doing. I've been starting to do more stuff over there. I put out a review just a few days back, and I'm going to be covering Sundance Film Festival this year. So I'm going to be pumping out all kinds of goodies over there for you guys. Also, if you're into DC Comics, be sure to check out DC Comics News. That's dccomicsnews.com, at DC Comics News on all the social medias. That's where you can find me. And if you want to get in touch with Off the Ropes, hop on to Twitter at Off the Ropes JJ on like every goddamn thing that we do. So we got some Twitter. We've got some Anchor where you can leave a voice message.
Hell yeah.
We've also got a Facebook page. So again, it's Off the Ropes JJ. And if you're interested, patreon.com/offtheropesjj. We actually still got to put out a new video this month for Retro Match Review. Gotta figure out which one we're gonna do. But that'll be coming out by the end of the month. We'll have that out, and possibly something else. We'll see.
We gotta reach out. I will reach out to her tonight and find out what match we were reviewing.
Yeah. So check us out if you are interested in helping out, supporting the cause.
Absolutely.
You can sign up for Patreon there, or if you don't want to do like a monthly thing, send us a little something via Cash App, and we will do a special video for you. If you just want us to like sit down and review a specific pay-per-view or do some sort of watch along kind of thing. I mean, sky's the limit.
Maybe
you hit us up
and have a conversation with the guys from Off the Rope.
Yeah, man, you definitely. Just hit us up. Well, I'm sure we can figure something out. We're willing to work with no matter what you're looking to have done. So that's it for us here at Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
I am John.
And we are down for the count. Ding, ding. It's been a while for that one. Catch you guys next time.